Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ETF2L Season 37 Premiership Week 3 between the Bus Crew and Ascent EU. My name is Wandum, joined today by ArchRhythm on production, and Bumfreeze is here as well.
Hello, hello, hello.
This is a game that I think, Bumfreeze, you might look at this and you might think that it might be close.
Yeah, Ascent are the #1 team in Europe as expected. I mean, everyone knew they'd be top seed coming in, and they've seemed to be the strongest overall so far through the season. But Bus Crew are looking quite good themselves, looking for one of those 4th or 5th place slots, looking to clinch that last slot in playoffs, so it certainly won't be a roll.
I mean, I think you'd imagine this won't be a roll, especially after watching last week's game where Bus Crew did take a point off of Feint on Snakewater. I think it's really important to add that I think we're pretty much in agreement with this, that Snakewater, Feint winning that in the Golden Cap was an absolute robbery. The police should have been involved. It was disgusting. The Bus Crew were firmly in control for pretty much the entire game. They just kind of managed to have like 1 or 2 slip-ups and Feint capitalized off it and won. But yeah, I mean, Bus Crew should have won. Definitely Snakewater. I think they should have gotten 3 points last week. They just quite didn't manage to get it. So now they're heading into this week's matchup against a better team in Ascent.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of last week's matchup, you say about Snakewater being incredibly close with Feint, Bus Crew looking in control throughout the entire time on Snakewater, but that's not going to come into it, as the map that has overlap with last week is Product, in which Bus Crew just seemed absolutely just to roll over and get their tummy rubbed by Feint. They were really just down at every given opportunity on Product last week, so we'll see if they can change it around, if they've kind of learnt anything from what happened with Feint, if they can stand a chance against Ascent. But I don't think Product looks great for this team. Maybe they can get something going on the 5CP, which we'll have a bit later with Gullywash, but I think for now, as we're coming into Viaduct, our first map, it's definitely going to be favoured to Ascent. Do you think, Wandum?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the Bus Crew, I think their strongest player is going to have to be Caper, but I think, honestly, in a situation where you're up against Ascent, Caper is going to have to perform. He's going to have like one of the all-time great games on Scout if he wants to go up against Thomas and Tiger kind of carry on his own. I really don't think Adelos is the same kind of caliber of player as Caper. I think it's definitely a sort of a mismatch between the two. But going up, I think you have 2 players, 2 scouts on Ascent that is pound for pound better than Caper. And Caper's the best player on his team. You also have Lucas. Lucas just like owns Product, I think. It's just his map. I think he's looking extremely scary, both on Product and also Gullywash, which we will be seeing later on tonight as well.
Yeah, some of these chokes here on Viaduct are the same size as the I'm Bomber hitbox, actually. I've done the measurements. So yeah, Lucas is great on this map, and as you say, the scouts, I just really don't think they compare. I have to agree with you. I mean, Thomas and Tiger, 2 incredibly strong DM scouts on an incredibly strong DM scout map. I mean, Martin was dying a lot last week. That was the one thing that I would say was really letting the Bus Crew down, and I don't know whether it's his fault or his scouts, but on this map you've got to worry, because if your med's dying a lot, if your scouts aren't doing their jobs on this map where scouts are so crucial, then it's not going to be a good time for you at all.
But we are live, Bum. This is, of course, once again, it's Season 37 ETF2L Premiership Week 3 Ascent versus the Bus Crew. Heading into the first map, it is Product right now, as both demos are just sort of rolling out. Both teams do elect for the cliff area. However, Pappy's actually going in, immediately picks off Caper. That is going to be the arrest of Ascent moving forwards. Captain and Tiger are picked off, however. So it looks like now, actually, it looks like Bus Crew are going to be walking forwards. Pappy's found another kill onto Warped, but Classy and Thomas are just going to walk right on out. They're sitting in cliff, and Jevin wants a piece of it. I don't know if he can get it. Maybe they can.
Yeah, Classy seems to run out to spawn. No one's really chasing him. Ados fires a couple shots of pistol his way, but that's not going to be a threat at all. They opt not to forward hold here. They go back for this cap. They let Ascent out. They do have a 40% advantage, which Ascent will be looking to try and take off them here. Tiger just pressuring the point a small bit. But that was crazy early frag on Caper. I mean, Pappy just bombed in, pretty much only had to use one rocket, but the rest of Ascent just were not there to follow up with that frag. Now Pappy initiating once again, jumping in onto Jeevan as the scouts edge the capture. Captain also bombing in, but I think we have a pause.
We do indeed. So obviously something has happened a minute and a half in the future where someone has decided that a pause was necessary. Figure that one out in a little bit. As Pappy apparently did disconnect, so he's going to be rejoining the server shortly. But right now, I think we are in a situation where both soldiers, Pappy and Captain, just kind of hovering in the air. Jevin in prime airshot position. You've seen this in a frag video a million times, Bum.
Let's see. Let's work out the angles. Who's looking where?
Ooh.
Oh! That's a quick pause and unpause to get Pappy back in the server, so we should be going live any second now.
Yep. As I just accidentally looked at the stream, thought we unpaused, but apparently we're still here. The Ubers are even right now, Bum. I think this might be decent, but if you look at the health on Pappy, he's not able to rejump. That's a scout right there in main.
Yeah, if Pappy gets taken down here, it's certainly unfortunate because they don't have the points right now. So any time that goes into a trade, which looks kind of inevitable at this point, is going to be coming off the bus crew's clock. So yeah, Pappy immediately down. Tiger, likewise, Captain stuck in behind, so it's a 6v4 now. Tomas getting cleaned up on the point. Tomas with the rebomb in onto Martin, who's not paying any attention at all, so it's a free force for Captain. He really shouldn't have been able to get that in a 6v3 situation, but Martin just is standing right up against the wall, kind of not paying much attention, and now it's the 100% advantage for Classy. Ascent going to try and retake this midpoint here.
Yes, there is going to be a soldier in Pappy posturing up on that cliff. He's just going to get spammed down. Uber comes out right now, so that's Lucas jumping right in, but it looks like most of the red team has been able to scatter. Martin taken down to about 100 HP, but he's managed to get out alive just fine. So Ascent, they use the Uber, they force the bus crew out, but they don't really get any kills here. It looks like bus crew maybe want to go back in. There is a kill onto Jevin, however. Lucas is doing so much damage on this cliff. He's finally going to walk back on out. His team not really quite there with him. One pick advantage for them right now. Pappy is in connector. He's just going to walk back to his medic right now.
40% advantage for Martin here. Jevin does respawn, so he's just trying to make his way forwards. But Pappy jumps in behind him.
Ooh, Lucas?
Lucas actually going to be the first frag of the fight, and then Caper going down behind. There's a lot of chaos on grass right now. Jevin taking this 1v1 with Captain. And in the meantime, Tiger is falling on point. This is where Pappy disconnected. And it looks like Delhi is just going to wait for his player to get here before they finish up this cap. So the bus crew actually managing to maintain the advantage as well. They keep this 100%. This is really good for them. In control of the point. They already have the time advantage. All time wasted now is good. They just need to not get forced again here by Ascent.
Yeah, so right now, all eyes are probably going to be on Captain and Pappy, so they're going to try to go and make some space. Captain right now, really not in a position. He's trapped on his own grass, getting spammed out quite a bit. He's going to try to go back in. Soldier isn't connected, just hits him with a really nice rocket that denies him completely. Going to have to walk back to the pack. As Delhi, he's in a pretty decent position, actually, to do a lot of damage. You see the HP on Tomas did go down to 60 HP there. Right now, Delhi's going to come into the Uber. So the Uber is popped out, but look at Classy. He's on 100% as well. The counter Uber comes out right now. Delhi struggled up into the air. He just wants to jump out. There we go. He finally gets out. He is 10 HP, but it looks like he'll survive for now. So the bus crew, once again, they get their way out. They give the cap over to Ascent. But,
yeah, good edging the point from Ascent there. They really put the pressure on, forced Martin to use to stop that from going ahead, and then they just didn't get the damage off in the Uber to really force Ascent to use. So Ascent with a much better Uber, able to chase people out and reclaim that point. Tiger now running in behind. Captain also in to help him out. They're going to take out Jeevan on the flank there. Now Warp's taking this 1v1 with Captain as Pappy actually ends up above on Cliff, getting a free kill onto Delhi. So there's just so much pressure all over the map onto the bus crew here, forcing them back away from the midpoint.
Yeah, you can really see Ascent just trying to bully them out. They have... I feel like they know that they just have the better DM, and they're just trying to bully the bus crew out of this. They feel like they can take the fights, and they are taking them. so far seems to be, at least for now, working out as Warp just gets caught out on the point and tries to go for Lucas. Lucas so low, does get taken out by Caper's pistol here, but it looks like Caper should be dying in return there. There is Captain taking up the kill as he's just going to reload some rockets. There's a really bad position right now. Huge flank open on the bus crew side. There we go. Captain flying forward, but he is going to be flying into a scout's face as the aim lock pipes do come in. Warp taken down once again, just immediately respawns jumping into a scout. And that feels kind of bad.
So we saw Warped there bombing onto Lucas, who was on point. He got him very low, and it could have been the frag that changed the tide of that fight, but Jeevan was in the enemy spawn for that entire time. Now the force actually does come out on to Ascent, and Martin will be using a lot later, so he keeps his players alive, gets that Tiger frag on the end of the Uber, Delhi bombing forwards onto the enemy. China, in fact, just trying to chase some more down, and now Bus Crew will get control of the point again. 20 seconds remaining for Ascent, and 1 minute on the clock for the Bus Crew.
Yes, the Bus Crew actually have a pretty decent hold on this. Uber's even, so as long as they just play this kind of slow, kind of passive, don't let Ascent get too much ground, it should be good for them. But Ascent, you can see them already. They're starting to push behind this point. Captain actually goes in immediately. There is a scout. Jevin does take him down, but Delhi has gone down in return. There we go. Follow-up frag coming in onto Jevin. Now, without Delhi on the point, it's so hard for Bus Crew to hold this.
Oh, Captain finally gets taken down just to a little stray rocket from Warped. He was 1 HP waiting for that bow.
Oh,
so we have a 4v5 on the point right now. It looks like Aedalos is out of position and will get that air pipe coming out from Lucas.
Yeah, that was nice. It was a solid little pipe as well. Martin ended up eating some sort of spam. I think it might have just been a straight pipe. Took down to 50 HP, had to walk back out to cliff, couldn't risk dying as the Ubers are now coming back out. Whoops, trying to get in here, but he's just not getting this Uber. Tiger almost takes care of him. He is 90 HP right now. There's a demo on the point in Delhi. As they're just trying to get on this point. They can't get off this. If Ascent get them off the point in time, they're just going to win the round automatically. Captain has gone down. He's the only player, but there's just 2 players alive on the Bus Crew right now. Ascent, they're cleaning up so far. Tiger, he's 4 HP, just pistoling down Martin. There we go. It's Whoop left alive. But I don't think he's going to be there in time to block this cap as... Oh, no, never mind. It's scouts in the way.
Yep, just body blocking the point there to secure it. But I feel like the Bus Crew are playing well. They just didn't quite get the edge in that round. But, I mean, they definitely seem to have improved from last week, taking it very close to Ascent in this first round here.
I think, actually, if you looked at sort of... Even though Feint last week, they lost, or they won... Product 3-0, if you look at the round times, it was actually fairly close, deceptively so, for every single round. But this time around, it looks like Ascent. They're going straight in once again as Pappy and Captain go. And look at the health on the Bus Crew. It's so low. Martin, Jevin, and Delhi are already taken down. It's only Pappy and Captain getting taken down so far. As right now, Bus Crew, they want to try to re-aggress. Thomas is taken down. Classy and Lucas, they want to play this slowly. Let the enemy come into them. As there we go. Nice pipes coming out of Lucas. Tiger is taken down, but Lucas finds the bottle onto Warped. As Ascent, they take the mid-fight. Classy lives that as well, so he's got a 90% advantage to play with here.
I think those 3 players surviving at the end of that fight just really should have just sack-waved onto Classy. Classy was certainly close enough that they could have got something done, but they try and focus that point, which in my opinion was just kind of useless. They would have got maybe about 2 or 3 seconds off the clock even if they did cap it, as opposed to now the 50 or so seconds that Ascent are going to get purely by Classy having this advantage. They're not going for a sack wave, it looks like. They're just hanging around. Oh no, here it comes in now. Immediately, Jevin taken down. Delhi gets in on top, but Classy is just standing in house. The perfect place to avoid all of these bombers. Just safe and sound indoors. So there's already 40 seconds off the clock for Ascent. Now they get a free forward hold out of these 4 deaths. And it's still even Ubers.
Yeah, this is where it gets really scary for the Bus Crew, because Ascent, especially with Pappy playing this aggressive, just being able to walk into 3 people like that and just do 100 damage to all of them for free makes it really hard for the Bus Crew. They're going to have to pop out of this so early. You can see Aedalos is on the Pyro. Caper spawning on the Sniper as well. But look at Aedalos. He doesn't even get out of the corner there, as 2 players already. Jevin taken down as well. Deadly so low. They just can't get through this choke point here. This is so difficult for the Bus Crew at this point. They're just getting choked out.
Yeah, Jevin with an unfortunate failed bomb, and that Pyro not able to do anything either. Looks like they're going to try it again with Aedalos on the Pyro here, coming out of grass side. Does get a reflect on Jevin. beefs his bum again, but this time Warped is in to secure the force, so at least they have this add to it with Pappy now seeing if he can get into spawn to get a counter force off, but the bus crew aren't going to be that foolish to let that happen. They are still trying to forward hold here. They don't have the advantage anymore, but any time they can waste is perfect. As soon as they see these players, they can just back off to the midpoint.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty easy to just stack a soldier, try to get a force, but Pappy maybe overstaying his welcome a little bit. Just gets shut down immediately by that Pyro. It is pretty hard. The Pyro has unlocked right clicks, and with Captain going down as well for Ascent, this is 2 players down at a 50% Uber disad for them. Jevin right now is going to go for that jump onto Cliff, try to pressure out Ascent even further. Right now, Classy, he really doesn't want to die right now. There aren't really any scouts with him right now.
I feel like this is a very unnecessary position for Jevin. He's managing to make it work though, just in behind, dancing around. Tiger actually does get caught off, but gets the force in return, and now the force comes out of Ascent to see if they can catch any more players with this Uber. They get Warped, Caper, and Deli. That's pretty much all they could ask for. Adelos might even die here too, trying to defend mid, and he does. Jevin in on the backlines, does take down the medic right at the end of that fight, and it looks like they will wait for Classy to spawn before they cap this up, but there's just so little time remaining for the bus crew to work with.
Yeah, they only have about a minute on Ascent's timer left to really get anything going. They do find a kill onto Pappy, which is a nice start, but I think you have to press tab and realize that Lucas hasn't died in ages. He's on a 7 kill streak right now. It seems to be going along just fine. There we go. Warped and Jevin are jumping across right now. They are actually seemingly getting in, but Captain has found a kill onto Warp. Classy has gone down in return along with Tiger. There we go. Lucas taken down. Deli does get taken down by Captain right now. Thomas fighting in the air. Pappy not able to hit that shot. Jevin is taken down anyway. Caper 50 HP. I'm not quite sure where he is. Maybe it doesn't matter. He's actually just sitting on the enemy grass right now. It's going to be Pappy and Captain trying to gang up on him. Find this kill. Maybe he just delays something.
Oh wow,
He does find a kill onto Tiger.
Trade with Tiger there when there's 6 players looking at him. That is the best you can get out of a bad situation. Now we're in a 5v5 on this, what could be our final mid-fight. Warped taking down so much damage, has to run away and get a bow here. Bus crew need to hold this for 2 minutes straight.
Look at the spam onto Martin. He doesn't get to play the game. He's 20 HP already. Lucas just running all over him. You can see now Ascent, they're threatening with that soldier. They could just pick him off any second right now. If they just get them off the point, they don't. They're barely nudging the cap. But Lucas finds another pipe. Oh my god. He just kind of laid down the smack there.
They got that cap without any frags required, and then as soon as the bus crew have to just get on there in the last second to recontest for overtime, they are just all walking to their deaths. As I said, just with the much better positioning, it looks like they are taking a lot more of a dominating win in that second round here as we come into the third mid.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Ascent just kind of needed to warm up, because that felt kind of like the Lucas show. They just really weren't able to shut him down on the bus crew. So right now, Jevin is going to jump up. He's actually going to shoot down Lucas. Doesn't quite get taken down. Thomas and Captain, however, are dead on the side of Ascent. They are playing this a little bit more passively. Right now, bus crew are on the point. It looks like maybe they don't want to contest this out of Ascent right now, so they just wait for their spawners right now.
Yep, bus crew securing the mid. Tiger already trying to tickle the side of the point there to allow Captain to bomb in. And that's pushed everyone back. They're just being able to get this point for free right now. And that is so good for them if they can cap this up before the Ubers are in the equation. Captain does go down on the flank, but he trades it for Warped.
Yeah, Telly though, he's getting dropped down so low here in this spam. Once again, it feels like Martin, he's having such a difficult time trying to move across from this cliff on that right side area right now. As the Uber is popped out of Classy right now. Counter Uber popped in and return as well. There's one down for each side. As Lucas, however, is dropped out of the Uber. Caper does manage to get him as Tiger is falling down once again. Soldiers collide mid-air, but Captain finds a kill onto Martin right now. And so with Classy left alive, it looks like he's going to be able to run out into spawn. Adelos kill onto Thomas. But there are just so many bodies between the bus crew and Classy right now.
Cape hiding in the corner will get checked out. He does get onto Classy, but not in time to fire a single shot. Not a great Uber from Classy. He actually dropped Tiger and Lucas, I believe, from it there, which allowed the bus crew to win out on that. But after fragging Martin with their soldier afterwards, it's not going to have that much of an impact as Ascent immediately recap the point. Tiger is deep in enemy territory. He goes down, but Pappy will trade him out for Warped once again.
Yeah, so honestly, like, you look at this, and Ascent are back in control. The Uber's in their favor as well. Bus Crew, they do manage to find a kill on Captain here, so that's definitely a start. They got to play it onto Captain, onto Tiger, sorry, as well, so they should be feeling some sort of an advantage. At least Deli with a huge pipe there onto Lucas does shut him down. The Uber does come out. Martin not quite able to count out the Uber though, as Thomas does get that pistol kill. Warped gets a kill in return. There we go. Literally just everyone is dying right now on both sides of the field. Aidlos is just gonna find a kill onto Captain, maybe? Click on him? There we go. You did it, buddy.
And taking the 1v1 with Tiger, he will lose out on that, but Bus Crew already got their respawns, they're capping up the point. Very unfortunate from Bus Crew there to show Martin's position when Classy had that 15% advantage. He knew that he could just bomb Lucas forwards and get that frag. If Martin was maybe a little further back, it would have been all different. They could have got the Uber in time, but the way it is now, it's not going too bad for Bus Crew after all. They do have the point. Jeevan getting forced to jump behind after getting caught out in Connector, and he will get immediately slammed. Caper dying on the flank too.
So right now, with Tiger and Pappy getting taken down, it looks like a Bus Crew, they should be able to get this, but not before Ascent managed to cap it right back out. But no, they're walking back. Aidlos been taken down right now, and that gives Ascent such a commanding positioning over the point. It allows Lucas to get in that same spot once again and just keep raining down hell on the enemy team right now. Captain sitting in Connector right now. Pappy does come up, and the Ubers are popped out of both teams. Lucas pretty low once again as Deli tries to get something, but look at Thomas in behind as well. Forces the flash onto Caper, who's 1 HP. Does get taken down in the end. They do trade scouts there as Pappy once again just kind of bouncing around right now. Health onto Lucas is actually looking pretty bad as well. Captain tries to go and salvage something. Warped in the air, however, is taken down, and it will be Deli falling. So I think Ascent, they should be in favor here.
You say that, and then Jeevan just, with that bomb, does so much damage. The scouts are cleaning it up. They do have control of the point now, need to hold this for 90 seconds if they want to survive this round.
I feel like sometimes you're a caster and you say something and then immediately something happens and you just read the situation completely incorrectly. And it feels kind of bad. This is Soldier in on the medic right now, Bum.
Yeah, Warped just bombing into the high ground, gets one rocket onto Classy, but no one to follow up. Jeevan once again trying to get behind, taking a 1v1 with Tiger. He'll have to get out of there fast. They're running time off the clock, and now there is an even Uber situation. The trade comes out on the point. Classy using about 3 seconds later once again. Deli might even get caught here, needs to get flashed again. He's going to get taken down right at the end of that Uber, and the point goes to Ascent immediately after, so this is not looking great for the Bus Crew here. The scout, Aidlos, he's going to get taken down too. And now there's just so much room for the Bus Crew to work with. They're all on the enemy half of the map. They can just pin them in spawn. That's a very late death for Warped as well. 16 seconds on the clock, or it's over for the Bus Crew on this map. And the forward hold is all set up. I don't see anything happening. Jeevan on the sniper, trying to get an angle onto Classy, but he needs it faster than this.
Oh!
They're breaking out of cliff. Classy goes down, but no one's on the point, and that's all that matters. Ascent are going to take this first map. All 3 points go easily their way.
And I think what we saw is Ascent just understanding of how they can just edge the point just way cleaner than the Bus Crew. I think they really just sort of outclassed them. Everyone on Ascent just kind of feels like, honestly, they're maybe... Alright, so we haven't looked at the logs, but I feel like maybe sort of if you're looking at sort of like the extreme Tiger game, which just kind of carries everything, didn't quite see that, but I think Lucas put on an absolute showing of a game, really doing work and shutting down the opponent. They weren't able to get in cleanly at all. You can see that reflected in the damage as well. Should we take a look at the logs? Look at the damage coming out of Lucas. He goes 12 for 6 with 400 damage per minute. Does a solid 7,619 damage total. Thomas actually trailing just behind him as well, another 371 damage per minute. It's a pretty solid game.
Yeah, and I mean, if we look at the head-to-head on the demo, man, it's pretty much entirely flipped statistics. If you look at both KDs and damage differentials. I mean, Delhi is taking a hell of a lot of his team's resources with that 420 damage taken. And I just think, to be honest, it mostly comes down to the timing with which Ascent were capping. They were really sneaking out those caps just before Uber trades and things come in. These times where the most time is going to be wasted due to people being unable to capture the point. And when the teams were both on about 85 to 90%, the bus crew were just letting those scouts sneak away with the cap, and it just, all that time adds up. And then, of course, Ascent with some very dominant forward holds on some of those rounds, just getting as much time off the clock as possible, taking about 2 minutes for the bus crew to even get out of there and spawn is not going to be great.
I feel like we have to give a shout out to Captain as well. Playing Soldier on Product and going positive in the way that he did, getting 19 kills. He top fragged the server as a roamer on Product. That is, I think Sideshow right now is calling Captain, desperately asking him for advice, because that is brutal.
Yeah, both soldiers going positive. Pretty good. I mean, they're not exactly known as the most useful class on products. They're usually, jumping in behind, just distracting or wasting time, or just dying in a sack wave for a force. But I mean, Ascent was so in control that they didn't particularly need to do that. And I think they were fully exploiting the enemy concrete. The amount of times that we saw Jeevan getting double bombed and just being completely out of it and allowing a flank for Ascent afterwards. I mean, they were just allowing Jeevan to be attacked from all sides, pretty much.
Yeah, Jeevan not having a fun game there. You even saw the sort of, I want to call it a tilt sniper towards the end with the 14 seconds left.
Yeah.
Really just can't. It feels like such a hard game for him to play, especially when you're up against scouts like Tomas and Tiger. You just want to try bombing just in general. It's really difficult, but when you have to play against Pappy and Captain as well, who just like, it was almost cyberbullying, it feels like, where you just don't really get to play the game at all. It's just, it's a difficult one.
Do you think we'll see anything different coming into Gully Wash? We saw maybe Koth isn't the bus crew's strong suit. They were doing pretty well against Feint last week on Snakewater. Do you think 5CP will have anything more in store for them?
Feint, I think it should look a little bit closer than it did on Product. I mean, that being said, we definitely did have close rounds on Product. It was just that ultimately Ascent just kind of ended up coming out on top of all three. Especially the first round was pretty close for most of the game. I do have a think that, okay, so here's the thing, right? They played against Feint last week on Snakewater, and they, in my opinion, should have won. But I think Gullywash is a little bit different of a map. It's another Lucas map where Lucas will just like absolutely unleash on you if you let him. And especially on mid, Lucas can do so much work on the enemy. You really have to shut him down pretty much ASAP. And I don't know the scouts and the soldiers on Ascent will let them do that on the bus crew. It's going to be really difficult. I think Jevon Warped have their work cut out for them, especially going up against Captain and Pappy.
The medic timing is also this is one of the maps where it probably comes into play the most on the rollout. I mean, the demo man getting there now considerably earlier than the medic. They can get a lot of stuff spammed at Big Door straight away. That's forcing a scout to remain on the floor to, shoot some stickies away or walk his med around it. Stuff like this that just lets a dominant demo man have a bit more of an edge at the start of this mid-fight, whereas most mid-fights, you don't have that direct line of sight on the enemy immediately, so, I mean, you can wait that 2 or 3 extra seconds for your medic to catch up. This one is really different in that the medic coming through Big Door will be immediately being shot at by the enemy demo man, probably even have 2 stickies in front of him before he gets there, so that could make a difference, as you're saying, we're talking about demo men.
I do think that one thing we kind of have to mention here, I guess, now that we're talking about the medic, is that this is Classie's. It's not his first season of medic, but it's his first season of medic in like high top prem. He definitely, at least initially, when he came onto the scene when I first saw Classy, he was a medic main, and he swapped to scout afterwards. Scout's an easy class, but I think if you are going to be an inexperienced medic, coming into process middle, it can be a little bit unforgiving. He's going to have to... I think maybe, hopefully, Pappy's holding a little bit of a tight leash.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Classy has definitely not disappointed so far. You wouldn't be able to tell from a glance, like, oh, this guy's definitely a scout main. He's not making any huge blunders so far. And I think that's just because this team is so coordinated. They're so used to playing with each other. He knows how he wants his medics to play, and he can slot into that role quite easily. All he has to do is, not fail his medic mechanics to get by on this team. He's got a star-studded roster around him as well to keep him safe at all times. So he's doing very well so far.
Yeah, and I think just having Pappy as your sort of main caller is really important as well. It really just lets... I guess it just makes your job as medic so much easier when you have another guy in the combo just taking all of the hard calls and letting him decide how to run the team for you. It lets you focus a little bit more, be a little bit more concentrated on what you're actually doing. Makes it a lot easier to actually just play the game. Pappy is known for basically being the guy that just takes his Lucas sword and just kind of swings it around at Premiership, and then he wins with it. As we... not sure if we should be going live shortly. There are 12 players on the server here. I hope it be sooner rather than later. But I guess someone is like saving their cat because it's on fire or something like that. Has been known to happen before.
Has it? Cat on fire? Is that the usual, or?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's happened a few times. You're in a pug, and then, oh, sorry guys, cat on fire. Kind of have to go. Team's down 3-0. Don't want to sit here for a while. As maybe the bus crew have just decided that they might as well just go eat dinner. I feel like there's a story that I've heard at some point in some cast where a guy just left to like walk his dog or something for an hour, like mid-official, and they just kind of waited for him. I don't know if there's anyone old enough here to confirm or deny that story, but I feel like it has happened.
It must have happened at some point.
Surely.
Who knows? But we're finally going live here. We are into map 2. Ascent took that first map with all 3 rounds, a swift 3-0 for them. And now we're going into Gully Wash here to see if they can do anything different versus the bus crew. Deli has fluffed his rollout. He's rolling out Big Door, whereas Lucas Tank up in the choke, already putting massive spam, as we were saying, onto the floor. Caper's already dead. Deli's already low. Warped is down. Deli's not even able to walk up on this mid. And now it's just Jeevan trying to get on Classy. That's not going to work out either. So at least Martin escapes with his life, but that was just terrible for the bus crew.
That is pretty much the worst start you could possibly want coming out of bus crew. Deli not quite fast enough on the rollout, and Lucas just looks at that and just says, okay, mine now. Takes the mid, he just completely nukes. Like, Caper doesn't even get to play the game. He has to walk to middle, dies immediately. And then, like, the rest of his team, they're also just on the low ground without a demo. I mean, they do finally manage to kill out Lucas, as he does get a little bit aggressive in lobby, but they're so far back. Martin, however, did live that mid, so it is even Ubers right now. We are holding a last on Gully Wash. The enemy demo is dead. The push won't be coming quite soon. That's an open door for a potential off-classer here, should Ascent be willing to do so.
Yep, well, we've got our Engineer and Pybro combo up. Tiger already sneaking into water. We've seen this a lot more in recent times, just playing entirely for cap time on Gully Wash ever since this Sentry and Pyro combo became so popular. Pretty much impossible to sack into this point. So we do have Tiger playing the point, gets about 75% of the cap time. We'll see if anyone bombs in to play it or uses that as a distraction, but it seems like Ascent are just going to let it slide for now.
Yeah, so Ascent just walk a little bit further back. They walk outside of the lobby, let Jevon come into them. So they let him sack and go down immediately. Look at... oh, Lucas is on the railgun. He's actually running the lock and load right now. So mixing it up. His captain is running into the low ground. Lock and load is known for being a really funny weapon when it actually works. And he looks to maybe just want to snipe the sentry. Lock and
Yeah,
load
he's trying his
pipes.
best, but this is exactly why these teams have pyros. You always used to see pyro on this map to try and deny Ubers, but now it's
Look at
just a
Tiger.
permanent staple as Tiger does take down Jeevan, who is in River now. But yeah, the pyro is just permanent on this map at this point to keep this sentry alive. It's so easy to reflect all the projectiles away, and this sentry is so good for denying every bomb attempt. This is why you see people like Tiger sneaking under to try and play the point instead of going for kills.
He's being such a nuisance right now. He's just sitting there peppering Warped with like 3 damage shots, and Warped is like, guys, team, please, there's Tiger on me. And he just actually ends up getting taken down. Thomas has found a kill onto Jeevan.
He gets a trade. There's no soldiers on last as well because Thomas took Jeevan down in lobby there, so Pappy is under the point for free, no stickies on it. Deli does actually go down to fight him and goes very low, but the reflex will kill Pappy eventually. No one else really in position or has the health to follow that one up, so we have Jeevan on Spy now, in fact. He's going out of River to see if he can get anything done.
Yeah, so pretty much all eyes are on Jeevan right now. There's not really any incentive for either team to push. Jeevan last week was on Spy as well versus Feint. Had some really unlucky moments where his enemy just kind of decided to look at him when he was decloaking.
Cool.
And, you know, you just get hit by the game sense sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Spy is working out that great at all this season. I mean, immediately spotted out by Pappy there. Tiger once again under the point, just trying to cause some chaos. Thomas is in secret as well. He's going to go down.
Sentry's dead. As looks like Ascent, they're trying to walk forward here. Nothing's actually coming off it. Never mind, because Lucas has managed to snipe out Deli. It's only 3 alive for the bus crew right now. Both teams still have Uber, but with Caper shotgunning down the enemy demo man, I'm not sure what's quite going on anymore.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be an easy push for Ascent after they get Deli, but then Lucas just going down immediately after. Keeps us at 0-0 for now. Jeevan does kill Captain up top, then fails a bomb, headbutting the ceiling twice. And he's just getting juggled around by Pappy. He'll get taken down, and so will Pappy, in fact. And now Tiger is just onto Martin for free. He gets the Force. That's so good out of Tiger. He'll lose his life for it, but this 100% advantage could mean something. Lucas actually now feeding for no good reason in choke. That's a really poor decision. Classy runs away, and Lucas just could have run with him and laid down stickies. No hope of anyone chasing, but instead he decides to hold W, loses his life there.
So now there's a 100% Uber charge advantage for the side of Ascent. Pappy right there, just going to spot out the enemy gamer in the ceiling. Jeevan gets taken down, doesn't even get to do damage to Classy. They have a solid 50% Uber charge advantage right now. Deli, I think that pipe hit, wasn't quite able to see. It was nice. As they are just going to get this cap. It looks like the bus crew, they just walk back to last.
Yeah, they get second back for free, and now they still have this advantage.
The Uber isn't quite there yet. The sentry gun isn't built. The Ascent are just walking in right now. They get the sentry kit taken down. Uber is popped out. There's a soldier taken down in secret as well. Tiger taken down by Jeevan, but he looks like it will go down in return. Cape now here. He has found 2. Captain and Thomas both go down, and that's a heavy coming out of Aedalos. The big Russian man is just going to scare them all away. As it is 4 down for Ascent. Martin 100% Uber. They're just going to walk back out. Look at Deli. He might actually catch up. Classy. Oh. Okay, never mind.
He just manages to live, in fact. Doesn't get any frags for his efforts, but Aedalos will be there to back him up. That was unfortunate from Ascent. They never managed to find that demo pick, and then everyone just came out of spawn and was, you know, just the battle of attrition was won out for the bus crew. They still have this advantage. They've taken 2 points for free so far. They should speed up through Big Door now, and they can get a third with this Uber charge advantage. 20%. It's dwindling right now. Classy's already up top. He's at 90%. Deli is going to get this frag onto Lucas. They could try and just take this fight slow now. But Warped Bomb straight into Thomas. He'll get taken down. The Force does come out, and now the bus crew uses on their side as well. So it is a 5v3, and it looks like Captain's going down too. This is great for the bus crew. They're capping up second, already running 2 last. Thomas spotted out in lobby. He gets the shot onto Martin, but the pack is up. And now they're just walking straight into last. It's a 6v3. They're straight onto the point. It's getting blocked now by Pappy and Lucas. Classy's got the melee out. The respawns are coming in. This is great for Ascent. Martin's going to die late as well. It looks like he's getting chased down. Tiger will get that frag. So everything looked like it was going the bus crew's way, but it just crumbles there on the last push.
That is, I cannot believe Ascent held that. That looks so good for the bus crew. Ascent, I don't know what Lucas was doing. I think he just wasn't quite looking at his HUD to look at how much Uber class he actually had. He ended up just going down immediately. I guess they just managed to hold it anyway. Pappy spawns just in time. Lucas looked to get juggled out as well. He managed to find an early kill, but there we go. Deli's found a snipe on to Pappy with that little sticky trap. Ubers are massively in favor of Classy right now, but he's actually going to get forced out here. Caper and Wolf do get taken down in the trade, but it looks like they might just want to posture up here, get middle, and then hold a little bit far back, because Martin does have 40% advantage here.
Yeah, Warped made a good job to force, and then the two of the other bus crew players went down trying to get a flank play in. They didn't quite find their man on the flank, and they both went down for it, but that'll at least stop Ascent from taking this any further forward. But they are building a lot better. This was a bigger advantage for Martin. It was about 40%, now it's barely 15%. Ascent have both their soldiers close. They like to do this to just scare out a force, and then both of their soldiers can jump away. They can really stuff this choke point. Martin now completes his 20% advantage, but they're too far to go with it. It looks like they are just going to call it even.
So now we're in a situation where this feels like the gully wash we all know and love, where it's just two teams, they both have overcharged, neither of them really have...
Tiger straight into lobby, by the way, taking 1v1 with Caper, and in fact, now Thomas backs him up. That's a free pick on the flank.
Yeah, I just get cast to curse immediately again. As Pappy right now, he's actually in onto Martin. He does get jump forward. He gets that force as well. He can happily die right now. That's a really nice rocket out of Jevon. Fortunately, just too little, too late. With that Uber forced out by Pappy there, it's just going to be Lucas walking forwards. He does eat an early pipe by Deli. Completely denies him, but there's two players behind right now. They're trying to do something. The lost hand. Jevon taken down by Ascent. So Pappy's going to be spawning now as well. The cap is going to be coming out. And the question is this big of enough of an advantage for Ascent to push last here?
You know what? I'm not sure it is. Captain is already posturing to get onto the sentry gun though, so that goes down. Captain's in on last, and Tiger is actually playing the point from under. This could be what changes it. It's a 5v4 now, as Deli in fact goes down with no stickies on the point. Everyone's going to be straight in onto this point. Only Adalos alive. He needs to 1v2, but he can't. That was just perfect from Ascent on every note. I mean, they get that frag in lobby. They get Tiger up above on second, and Tiger just distracted both scouts, getting them to look at him. He calls that to Pappy. Pappy knows the medic's undefended. It's a free force. They could have had a bit of a better Uber. They decided to focus the players behind instead of ahead. They could have taken it to last, but it works out perfectly anyway. And now we are in onto the second mid. Captain straight onto Deli. Deli's down to 5 HP in the elbow there. And Pappy bombs the other side and does tremendous damage. That's 3 kills already. Classy will go down to the counter-sack from Warp. But Martin now going down right at the end of that fight as well. So dominant for Ascent.
That is, these mids out of Ascent are just something else. They're so aggressive. They're just trying to make the enemy not play the game. Pappy jumps in, finds 3 players. He hits them all with rockets. They're not able to go forwards, and Lucas just cleans them up. Medics did spawn at the same time, despite Martin dying way later than Classy. They are on the Crits Creek, however, on the side of Ascent. They're looking to make this a really quick round. Once again, Crits Creek is about 70% right now. Pyro Sentry is up. Remember, if you shoot crit anything at the Pyro and he manages to reflect it onto your own team, you are the worst. So...
And also, those crits don't do extra damage to the Sentry, so hopefully he's going to find some frags with this as the crits is getting ready to go from River. Pappy does go down beforehand, though. Now the point is being played onto Tiger. They haven't popped the crits out yet.
Deli's dead. Tiger, Captain, actually just managed to find a kill onto Deli. He's 19 HP. They're walking back with this crits. They're not really able to find a position here. They sacked in 2. They died as well. Not able to find anything but a demo kill. But honestly, when you lose a demo like that, it's not that big of a deal. The Pyro and the Sentry can pretty much hold this last on their own, should they please.
Yeah, I think what we're going to try and see Ascent do here, they are going to play the point again, and then once everyone is running onto the point from the other side, he's going to crits, try and kill those players who are trying to fight Tiger under the point. We'll see if that comes out now. This Tiger is once again in water, just playing around. He's starting to cap now. The crits does come out from Lucas, and the force is out, but there's not enough cap time. No frags from the crits. Jeevan will go down after trying to chase there. So it's a 1-for-1 trade only, and now they know it's crits, but crits builds faster than Uber, so we could see a Ascent push with the advantage.
Yeah, but as you were saying earlier, they have to find player kills in order for this crits to work. That means that the setups for the crits are going to have to be a little bit faster than they were earlier. As Martin just popped that barely in the nick of time. I actually thought he was going to drop. It was so close. Luckily, in the end, Martin just too good. A reaction time of absolute... I don't even know what to say. He just has really good reaction time. I don't have a metaphor for this. The crits are coming back out once again. Lucas right now, but the sticky's just getting reflected. The soldiers jump in. Look at the damage out of Kelly and the soldiers.
Oh my goodness, perfectly played. I mean, this is exactly what we were talking about when we were talking about that Sentry Pyro. I mean, Martin just stands inside them both. There's no chance a crit sticky finds him. Tiger hiding behind the point on second just for a block or maybe a medic kill here. He's just behind this big old tanker. No one spotted him out as Caper is solo capping this up. It's full advantage for Martin with the Uber, but Tiger does take damage to a spam sticky from Deli. And he's going to go down there. Deli actually didn't notice that he damaged Tiger, I think. Both scouts down now on Ascent. This is going to be a very easy push into mid. They could coast to coast this potentially from the bus crew. They've already cleared everything on mid. 60% advantage. Warped though going down might slow things in choke.
Yeah, so Warped going down should show this a little bit. They almost got a kill on to Lucas, but he just managed to survive. Bait Warp a little bit forwards. The Uber charge is in favor of Martin right now. Solid 30%. You can see Classy holding top. Sniper out of Thomas as well into that forward spawn has been called. It shouldn't do that much, but look at Classy. He's nearing the 90% Uber charges. Looks like the bus crew not even really willing to push forwards on this.
They probably could have gone there with that about 50% advantage. You don't really need a pocket in your combo. Jeevan sacking in now does not find Classy. But I think the fact that it was Warped who was down and he is the main caller for this team, maybe they were a bit anxious to try the push out without him. It's always a factor on pushes like this. So they just call it even in the end, trying to be, pick the safer of the plays, instead of go for that 50% ad push without their player. And now Captain and Lucas are pressuring this flank pretty hard. Warped gets forced back. Caper taking a lot of damage too, but on the other hand, Jeevan gets in through choke. Classy hits a nice surf up onto the high ground. And players are just trading all over the place, but Deli going down is a critical one. I mean, we could definitely see something happen here with no demo man on mid.
Yeah, with no demo man, you can see Ascent immediately move into that big door right now. They want to get some space for Thomas. But honestly, Sniper is just not what you want in this position right now. Thomas is going to live, but his rest of his team, because he's on that Sniper, they're all going to go down. Lucas, Pappy died pretty much as soon as they went into mid. The bus group just able to completely capitalize off this. Have 100% Uber, and they're just going to get Tiger for free here. This Sniper feels like it's just baiting his own team.
But Deli's feeding in lobby for no reason at all when his entire team is on second. And Ados gets domed by the Thomas Sniper. So now things will slow down again as the bus crew do cap up second. But looks like Ascent are trying to get out of top here. They have their both soldiers and the medic here. It's even Ubers so far. Warped does get a frag onto Lucas in lobby. That could be very critical. Tiger going down too, in fact. Warped is getting so much damage for his low health. I mean, he's having a lot of impacts that he shouldn't. And now, Aedalos actually straight to last. There's no one on last. The cap is coming out. This is bringing everyone back. 3v4, but I mean, no one else on the bus crew is there for it. We're still going to see even Ubers. 13 minutes left here as the spawners for bus crew just come out, but they might not be on second on time. I mean, Ascent are going very fast up top here.
Yeah, these stickies are actually doing a lot of work out of Delhi. The scouts have to spend time cleaning them, and it looks like that's been able to give them enough time. Tiger going down as well. Bus crew, they're in position on the second to sort of deny that push. Force Ascent to walk back out. As with Tiger dead, Ascent really don't want anything to do with this. They are going to claim lobby as a result. Sort of claim a more forward staging ground to launch a further assault. So right now, there is a soldier sitting in a river. Actually, Captain finds a scout with a rocket. Further damage onto Delhi as well. Drops down to 100 HP. There's a heavy and a sentry gun. This time, another variation of the pyro sentry gun hold. Actually have a heavy instead.
Yeah, heavy not quite as good because this sentry can definitely get taken down if the right angle is found. No protection of the air blast as we do see Jevon bomb into lower to help out
Caper's behind the point.
Actually, he does bomb out, and now Caper just plays the point. Once again, we see about 60% of that cap time going towards the scout immediately, but there's no extra play. I mean, that very rarely works on its own. Sometimes it's very funny, and we see that it does.
Yeah.
But that's really a play that you have to make in complement with something else. I mean, you need to have a sack, you need to have your demo man sticking the point from the other side, you need to have something going on for that to have any chance of working, and we've just seen people doing it for fun pretty much this map over and over again.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I mean, both teams, they know it's going to come at a certain point. You just kind of have to expect it. Play around the point. You know that scout can cap it so fast. Even you can see actually Jevon swap to the pain train in spawn there as well, looking to get the ×2 cap as well. Should need be, as he is going to try to get through lower, but he's just going to jump straight into stickies out of Lucas. Gets taken down immediately. Lucas now is going to walk forward. Look at Pappy in river. Tries to go forward. Does a lot of damage to Delhi. Not quite able to find the kill. And that should maybe prompt the bus crew to try to make some sort of push. Gun is level 3. Adelos is headed into lower. He looks like he's just being a little bit indecisive right now. Neither team really wanting to commit.
Yeah, Adelos just baited that out to force Lucas to put some stickies on point for a second. Pappy was very unfortunate. I mean, he saw the opportunity and he got 2 players down to about 20 health, but unless you find them, that damage isn't worth anything. They just get healed straight back up. And now we have 2 players under. Once again, the sticks are dead from points, so Jeevan and Adelos times 4 on the cap.
So much cap!
So fast!
Yeah, they almost get it. That's so close. You can see the stickies out of Lucas. They're on the point. Thomas and Captain both go down there. And you can see the bus crew. Tiger is taken down once again. I feel like really so far been taken down constantly. Sentry gun taken down as well. Lucas has fallen. The Uber's popped out of Classy, but he's the only one alive other than him is Pappy. And they try to chase forwards into the river area, but without the rest of his team to support him, it's so hard to do anything. Pappy sacking into river. Delhi 14 HP. Manages to live here. Thomas taken down as well. This should be the bus
this
crew.
round is secured for the bus crew. Martin doing a great job to hold off of that counter sack. Here comes the Uber in onto Delhi. The flash is onto Adelos on the point. That could be a mistake as he does get taken down now.
Cap?
But the bombs are in and that is free for the bus crew. Perfectly played. I mean, they put all the pressure on to scare that use out of Classy, and then I mean, Martin just doing an excellent job of keeping his 100% alive, and the bus crew are surpassing our expectations for sure this season, taking a round off Ascent, a very, very close game with 10 minutes left. I mean, it's anyone's.
Yeah, Ascent feeling honestly a little bit like they're on the back foot this time around. The bus crew just respond in kind. The first 2 mids was so aggressive out of Ascent, and it looks like this time around Warped and Jevon want nothing of the sort as they take down Lucas immediately. Captain tries to go and find something as well, but he is just going to get taken down once again. Warped and Caper are picked up towards the end of this fight. It is Tiger still in, and looks like there we go. He's going to usher his pocket in onto the point. Tiger's doing so much damage, finally is dead. But now Pappy and Classy, they know they have to leave.
Classy's
in a
stuck.
horrible position. He might go down here.
Oh, no one can quite capitalize on it. Oh, no. That was the bus crew's chance for a free round, but they just don't manage to get that kill on Classy. Now Ascent are coming back into this mid for free. In fact, they're getting all the space. So much damage from the double bomb. Martin gets forced in choke as well. Only just manages to keep Adelos alive, but everyone's juking it from Ascent. They're 6 up. This Uber is wasted.
Call the police right now. Dial 911. This shouldn't be happening. There is a crime being committed in front of your eyes. This is just... I don't know how Classy lived there. We weren't on his camera. Wasn't quite able to see if that was dodges out of him or just the bus crew just kind of not really hitting anything. The Uber comes out of Martin, but the Uber hasn't come out of Classy. He's still not forced as a Warped gets taken down, trying to go and get the force out of him. He doesn't have it right now. Look at Ascent. They have
Jeevan's getting caught late as well. He was on Sniper trying to find something, but there might be a trade here. No, never mind. There's no kills for Delhi in Riverside, and the Uber hasn't even come out yet. Classy only just using as second gets capped now. Thomas immediately on the last point. It's ×2, and this round that seemed free for Bus Crew at the start is going perfectly for Ascent. In fact, it's about a 2-minute round for Ascent, off the back of the Bus Crew just slaughtering on that mid.
That was so good for the Bus Crew, and then just like Ascent just pulled something out of a hat and said, no, we win. And that felt so bad. Classy was such an awful position. He somehow manages to juke that one out. The rest of his team follows up and they get the round victory. Brutal for the Bus Crews. They want to go in once again. Right now, Pappy is in onto Delhi. Hits a really nice rocket. Shuts him down onto the early ground. Onto the low ground, I should say, as spam is being exchanged a little bit slow mid so far. They're just swapping side right now. Caper and Captain both go down right now. Bomb coming out of Pappy, and that is so much damage onto the enemy team. Martin, Warped, and Delhi all following Pappy on a 3k right now. There's a scout left alive, but like, can you really blame him? They get the kill on to Lucas, but Ada lost. There we go. Jevin dead as well.
This game's looking like it's starting to speed up now. Classy keeping himself alive, 100% advantage, and the wipe on Bus Crew. That might have just hit the Bus Crew's morale there. I mean,
yeah,
they must think that that round just got out of their hands for no good reason.
Things that you're going to face if you play a team like Ascent, but all of the individual players are this strong, they can just pull something out of a hat like that. So now the Uber's going to come in. It is a 50% advantage, but it looks like most of it is going to be spent killing a soldier right now. Jevin finally taken down. That's a heavy coming out after the sentry gun is taken care of. Classy is taken down. So there's a demo man on the point. This heavy has forced everyone into this low ground, into secret. Nobody's really, the cap is so close, but it's just Pappy left alive. He's in lobby. Wants nothing to do with this. He's going to walk back out. Martin, 100% finally.
Yeah, that sentry was so far back on last. It was only a level 1, but it denied the whole Uber. They spent all that time getting the sentry, and then everyone came out of spawn. There was no flash onto a scout. Usually you need a scout to run across those stickies and get onto the demo if you want to clear that point and make sure that you can take the momentum of the fight from there, but there was nothing of the sort from Ascent, and now the Bus Crew getting back into mid for free. We've seen this situation before. They have a 50% ad. They've got these 2 points for free. They're going to move it through into Big Door already.
This is so quick out of Bus Crew. I really like this. You have to be a little bit more decisive here, but look at Lucas. He's found that pipe kill onto Warped, and with the main caller down, this gets a little bit harder. They want to go in here out of the Bus Crew. Uber is forced out right now. They do get a kill onto Lucas. Captain goes down, but so does Jevin. They're going to get this cap, but look at the positioning out of Ascent. They have 100% Uber now. It's popped out. Delhi taken down immediately. Tiger takes a 1v1 with Caper, wins it as well. Martin runs around with the scout, but he doesn't give you a movement speed boost anymore. Lost dead as well. It's just both the soldiers alive that were dead before it even began.
And Warped gets spotted out coming up of drop down. He still gets a lot more rockets into Classy than he's supposed to there. A very, very late death for Warped, but Classy lives either way. I mean, the Bus Crew there, once Warped goes down, if you're in a situation where you have to get forced, you may as well use while you still have a chance to get onto the medic, but there was just no time at all. They just let Classy get that Uber of his own, and then their own Uber was wasted on second there.
Yeah, that is pretty unfortunate. Not quite able to capitalize off of the space that they did honestly manage to get. They almost got the cap. Losing those players after the fight allowed Ascent to come back in. That kill onto Delhi, so important. Speaking of Delhi, he's found a kill on to Thomas. Ascent, they do have a 50% Uber charge advantage here. They should, in theory, be looking to push. But losing a scout like that is going to put a pretty big stopper on their plans, at least for now.
Yeah, but 3 minutes, I mean, Ascent can do what they want. They've got this defensive setup, the sentry gun in the spawn door from Adalos. The pyro has been switched off now. Caper knows that they need to kind of get on the offensive, get out of last tier. There's 3 minutes left for them to find a round if they even want to take it to a tiebreaker on this map.
You can see Thomas as well. He's come up on the sniper. He knows he can slow down the pace a little bit. Gonna find Deli dropping down to 3 HP already. He's gonna get spotted out almost immediately. It's gonna be really hard for him to find anything. But with Tiger getting a kill onto Jevon, maybe it doesn't matter that much that he's been spotted out. You can see Warped as well. He's down to 26 HP, and this is gonna give Thomas the opportunity. Going for the third shot. He hits it! That is brutal!
Now with the 100% advantage for Classy, they're going straight away. Tiger gets the flash. Pappy bombing in onto the left spawn door will immediately find Adalos. That's Deli down as well. And now the soldiers are the only ones really posing a threat. They are going to fall very quickly. But now the pyro coming out from Martin. The clutch medic pyro isn't going to do anything. I think that might be the nail in the coffin for this official. 3-1 with 2 minutes left. It's looking like 6 points go to Ascent.
That was just... Tomasz just pulls the game away in style. He laughs at the enemy, says, you thought you had a chance. And they apparently do not. As it is officially dead time. It's 1 minute and 40 seconds. This is roughly the time for a single round. They'd need 2 to even push this to a golden cap. Ascent, they should be walking away from this official with 6 points. Adalos is dead pretty much already. That is a really big pipe out of Deli, by the way.
Yeah, Deli hits a nice one just to give us a little parting gift on this official. Like, I might have lost, but I hit that.
Yeah, fortunately doesn't get a kill. As right there, it should be the end of it. Deli not even able to find anything. That's 3 dead for the bus crew. So, I mean, Tomasz just kind of, I think we can establish a little bit of a cyberbully.
It was so close. This was so much closer than 3-1 suggests. I mean, it could have been the bus crews at several points throughout this map, but I think just the inexperience of this team, they are prone to making these blunders when it matters. I mean, we saw it against Feint. We see it again now, perhaps, where they are in control and just make some really bad calls, which the better, more experienced teams can abuse full rounds out of in some cases. We do see a little trade into last coming out here, but it's not going to have any effect with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, at this point, we are just kind of in dead time, trying to pad out some stats a little bit. Ascent, they don't get the round, but, honestly, at this point, who really cares? I feel like, really, Ascent, they managed to win this off of pure, just, off of all the intangibles, of them just, having that sort of X factor, pulling out the cool plays and the cool moments. Lucas, Pappy, just kind of really stepping up. Tomasz towards the end with that nice little headshot as well.
Yeah, they didn't even need the plays, though. I feel like in terms of just the experience and kind of not messing up their fundamentals, they had this one in the bag. I mean, Classy, when he's stuck in Big Door there should be, one parallel universe where he ever escapes, and apparently we're living in that one. I mean, he had no chance, and that just flipped an entire round. I mean, we could have been at 2-2 there instead, but...
Yeah, so I feel like if you're the bus crew at this point, I mean, it's looking really good, honestly. I think you walk away from this official, and yeah, it's going to hurt, especially towards that end. Towards the end, Gullywash probably feels like it could have been in your hand. Ascent just kind of feel like they win on the sort of intangible sort of X factors. Feels like if you play this 100 times, maybe it's closer than you might think. As it's looking pretty solid for the bus crew. They played 2 out of the 3 top teams now. I do believe have they played Swift already, actually?
I don't think they have, no.
No.
But I might be wrong. Someone in chat can correct me if I'm doing my job badly.
Right now. So, next week, they're playing Alvin and the Brit Monks, which, honestly, I mean, if you look after these officials, considering the fact that they'll be what we've seen, you compare the bus crew on the Koth maps, comparing them to the 5CP maps, it looks like bus crew on the 5CP just seems like a completely different beast. They seem much more sort of capable of bringing it even to the top dogs. I think looking ahead against Alvin and the Brink Monks, they're definitely favored. We'll be playing at Swift in week 5, but besides that, I think maybe...
I mean, they've been taking these officials very close to Feint, very close to Ascent. If they can clinch this 4th spot in playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another Nerd Rage-esque lower bracket run through the playoffs as long as they get that product banned every time, because they've been looking good. They just need to iron out these blunders that they're making that can let the officials slip out their hands. And if we look over to the logs here, just quickly, and then we'll wrap things up for tonight. What's standing out to you?
I think Pappy's logs are loading mighty fine, and then Captain he has a KD of 2 on Roma, which is a bit absurd. I'm gonna be honest. That's not really something you normally see coming out of a Roma. I think Captain, he's playing a different role. He's usually on the pocket, this time on the Roma instead, but I think he's making it work just fine. Only
Looking
dying
over
11
at
times
his counterparts on the other team, we have Warped just getting, decent statistics, going pretty much even, 300 DPM, and Jeevan having a more unfortunate side of the soldier logs here. Sometimes you do just have a game like this, 12 and 31. And then I think both demo men were really getting caught out a lot more than they both should have been. We saw a lot of demo deaths of just hanging around a little longer in a choke point that you think you have control over, and then you're actually just giving up a free death. But those, for both teams, those never really seemed to lead to much.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like especially Lucas felt, to me at least, like he got caught out an awful lot. Maybe it is something that Ascent will be looking to fix sort of in the future. I guess it's kind of in the sort of nature, if you look at the type of player that Lucas is, he is the type of guy to go really aggressive. And I guess it will sort of lead to some unnecessary deaths. But I feel like if he was able to have a little bit of a better game, maybe this would have not been so close as it ended up being. I think Bus Crew really did end up concessing at least him quite well. But, unfortunately it wasn't quite enough. Yeah.
Yeah, so, unless you've got anything else to say, I think that's about it for me.
I think I tend to agree, as I think we should do our due diligence, especially with ArchRhythm in the room as well. Just shout out clash.tf.
10 days away.
Yeah, it's 10 days. Go sign up. It's going to be fun weekend of TF2. After all, what else are you going to do at this point? $2,000 prize pool, which is pretty good, especially for a game like ours. So
I wouldn't mind $2,000.
I wouldn't either. So if anyone's willing to give me $2,000, DM me on Twitter. So I'd happily accept. So yeah, go check out clash.tf. But I think that should be it for us tonight. This was a Bus Crew versus Ascent. Ascent ended up taking it 6 points in the end. Gullywash was a lot closer than you might have expected. My name, Wandum, Bumfries was here as well, doing the co-commentary. Of course, ArchRhythm on the production. Been it from us. So, see you guys later.
GG.